Hello and welcome to Mama Belle's home. I am so glad you have decided to stop by. Today's video is going to be all about cleaning my kids' room. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like sometimes it just multiplies. This room is my girls' room, Layla, Charlotte, and Evelyn. They are 9, 7, and 3. Obviously, my 9-year-old is better at keeping it clean, where my 3-year-old is better at keeping it a mess. And it has been some time since I've gone in there and organized and cleaned. Oh, look at that little guy. Here's my little buddy for the day, cleaning up this. He's just hanging out up there. Can't really roll or do much yet, so he's safe, don't worry. Anyways, I need to go through and I need to just get everything out of there. I need to go through their clothes. I need to clean out their closet. As you can see, it is a mess. I also need to go through some toys and things like that. I've tried to keep minimal amount of stuff in there, but somehow it just keeps going. And as you can see, we've already started working on some laundry piles. Those are 8,000 rubber bands for bracelets, arts and crafts that my 3-year-old got into after a nap one day. And so I have a lot of work ahead of me. So let's go ahead and get this started. Hello, my name is Cassidy. I am a homeschooling mama to 7 kiddos. I have from ages all the way up to 15 to 6 months old Malachi, who you've seen on the bed earlier. If you like videos focusing on all things motherhood and large family life, like grocery hauls, freezer meals, cooking, cleaning, any of those things, honestly, I like to focus on that and the occasional homeschool video from time to time. If you're interested in those things, if those are videos that you like to watch, then you should definitely subscribe. I'd love to have you. I don't know how you like to clean, especially when it's like a huge mess like this and it's just, out of control. I like to make a huge pile of things, get everything kind of like in a condensed area and then go through it. I didn't start out this way and I found myself getting frustrated, and the rubber bands really complicated everything because this was my 3-year-old toddler's like fault, I guess I would put it. She's the one that made the mess, and so I didn't want to punish my daughter by just tossing all of the rubber bands. I wanted to try to salvage the situation as much as possible and save them. So that kind of made the cleaning up a little bit harder, and I had to go through and basically pick out, and I'm not even joking, there is over 8,000 rubber bands that have spilt out here. And so I just went through starting from the farthest corner from the door and just kind of worked my way, brushing things with my hand, kind of like you would with a broom, like sweeping it into a pile, going through, kind of having like a trash pile, a put away pile, and then a rubber band pile. And I had to go through and pick out hairs and papers, and it was not fun work, as you'll see me like going through and doing that. And then I did have, if in front of me is one of the laundry baskets. I had some bedding to wash, a bunch of clothes. Like, I really just was super backed up on clothes. And I don't know if you have one of these kind of kiddos, but my middle daughter, Charlotte, she is a spitfire and she can get distracted sometimes. And she is one of those people that you see in the movies that are like, I have nothing to wear. And they're just like tossing things all over the place. And there's stuff on the floor and there's stuff on the bed and there's clothes everywhere. She is that type of person. If she doesn't like it, or if it doesn't look right or feel it comfortably, she will just toss it on the floor or just wherever. And so honestly, I'm sure most of the clothes there that I need to wash or that I am going to wash was probably clean, and she just wasn't into it, and it was just easier to put it in the dirty laundry. So this isn't a typical laundry day for me or for them. I'm sure that's what the situation is. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to clean up the floor. And now I'm going to fast forward that now that I've explained all that to you and you kind of know what you're seeing. So here I am speeding up things now. Hybe came in, he brought me the vacuum, and that's when Malachi started fussing a lot, and I needed to feed him. So I decided I'm just going to get a nice big pile of the rubber bands in front of me to have to like sort through in a trash bag, and then I was going to just go ahead and nurse him and kind of like sort from where I was at. So as you can see, like I put the laundry bag behind me, trash bag by me, go ahead and I get him situated eating, and then I just pick through all of it. My husband did have some mercy on me, and he decided to help me along too. So he's like working closer to the door, and you'll kind of like see him move throughout here as I'm doing this. But I'm just, like I said, I had to sort out hairs and lint bowls and paper and toy, just like little Lego pieces and all of that. And so that's what I'm working on, and I figure I might as well, do what all moms do while they're doing all of the things, multitask. So, as you can imagine, with 7 kiddos, I just don't have a whole lot of time to just sit there and nurse. And so, I'm usually multitasking and doing everything that I can all at one time. If you guys are like that, if you are major multitaskers, maybe even to a fault, you should definitely comment. Let me know. Are you a multitasker, or are you just like, let's focus on the task at hand? So if you nurse, like, let's just nurse and then we'll do things? Or are you like, let's do nursing and all of the things and cook and like do my makeup and just like all, I don't know. Moms are crazy sometimes, y'all. Anyways, here is my husband sweetly helping me, working on things like that, even though he had some other things to work on. And I'm just kind of like directing. It's one of those things, maybe you're like me, where in your head you have this idea of what it was, because I figured it's been a long time since I've gotten into the girls' room and cleaned it, so I might as well do like a redecorating. I've actually been meaning to redecorate these girls' room, or I shouldn't even say redecorating. I have been meaning to decorate my girls' room, my daughter's room, for the entire year that we have been renting this house, and I just haven't done it. And I, like, you have a baby and just one thing after another, it's just been crazy. And so I've been meaning to get in there and do it, and I just haven't done it. So I wanted to take this opportunity to love on my girls and really just go in and get it really clean and in order and organized and make it beautiful for them. And so that's why I'm deciding, okay, I don't want to just like clean this. I want to make it a lovely place for them. And so I went out, and I also went to like Joann's or Michael's, I think. No, it was Joann's, and I got some cute little decorations and things that I can put on their shelf that you had seen early in the video. And I got some like fake flowers. I'll show you in the end. I got some like fake flowers and fairy lights that I put around their mirror and on their shelf. I got like a little twinkling. I think it's called like a fairy light bulb. I don't know. It was weird. I found it in Walmart. I'll link it down if you guys are interested, to see what I'm talking about. But it's got like fairy lights inside of the light bulb. It is super, super cool. And so stay tuned, or, just wait until the end and I'll show you that. And then, like I said, you can check it down in the descriptions and see that. So I noticed that my girls were having a hard time keeping their room clean, sharing it with my toddler, my 3-year-old, because she was just constantly getting into their things, and messing it all up. So I had moved all of their like toys and stuff down into the basement. So that's why you'll notice a lot of their stuff, it's not really toys and things in their room. It's mostly just like clothes and books and stuffed animals that are making it a huge mess, um, because it was just too much work, and I didn't want to put that responsibility on the 2 older ones to constantly be cleaning up her mess. And I don't know if you guys are like this. If you have like upstairs, downstairs, please comment, because I would like to know. Do you get to your upstairs like regularly, like the rooms, the bathrooms, whatever's upstairs? Do you get to that regularly, or is it something that you don't do as often as you'd like? Because I find that the stuff on the main floor is much easier to maintain and take care of and clean than it is upstairs, especially my room. And I feel like my bedroom becomes like the catch all. Sometimes I will find toys or books, or a lot of times homeschool, because I'll be up there putting the baby down, and like kids will come in there to do school with me, or they need help with lessons. And so I'll have like curriculum or pencils or, drawings. And of course, any mama has like a huge collection of all of the arts and crafts and pictures and drawings that your kids have made for you. And so I find that my room is the hardest to keep clean because stuff like that, but also it's upstairs. So I don't get to as much as possible. Anyways, sorry for the rant. But like I said, if you are like that, you should definitely let me know, because I'm curious. Is it just me, or are there more mamas like me? I'm just plodding away at this room, you guys. I am slowly making progress. I'm just working on the laundry pile now. At this point, I was just like, it is so hard to try to clean up and sort the rubber bands at the same time. So I need to just make sure that I'm getting all of the laundry put in there, out of the way, and I'm just trying to like clear the space and get everything out of there, so that way rubber bands are literally the only thing we're having to work on and clean up. And so that's what you see me doing here. I'm just like going through, picking up all the big stuff off of the floor, getting the laundry put into the baskets so I can take those out, and just get those rubber bands. Like, it felt like it was taking forever. So this is the progress. This is basically like everything sorted and cleaned up. Most of the rubber bands cleaned up. There was a few of them that I ended up vacuuming. Don't tell anybody. I created these with my Cricut and just put those on there. And this is kind of like before I started decorating. These are just decorations that I had, not decorations that I bought. And here's my sweet Layla girl. She's my oldest, 9-year-old, and she's just, enjoying her cool little space. So I went through, organized the girls' clothes, got everything hung up. I hung up their little, each of them have their own little baskets that you'll see hanging on their walls that they can put like their water bottles or any personal space. There is that cute fairy light I was telling you about, and some of the decorations that I had. And then, girl, there is my coffee. So I reached for that. And then I'll show you what I did get and how that looks in just a second. There's still more I'd like to do to the room, things I need to add or would like to add. But for right now, because we're renting, this is kind of it. This is what I found. There are some other things I'll show you later on in a minute. But this is the string of flowers that I found at Joann's. And then I added a string of the fairy lights to it. And I just thought it was a very cute like garden vibe. And then here are the bins that I made with the labels from the Cricut that I had showed you a little bit earlier. And just keeps everything organized and out of the way. And then I added these little heart pillows, accent pillows that you see here. Super cute. There was a pack of 3 of them over at Marshall's for like $25, so I snagged those up. And then here's the fairy light that I was talking about. It's like crackled on the outside and has fairy lights in the inside. I thought it was super cool. They do have a multicolored one, but I like the white lights. And then I do have a letter C there for Charlotte that I got when she was born, but I don't have an L and an E, so I want to add that to it. But for now, I'm very happy with it. It's very cute. It has like a gardeny vibe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!